She's too young. Good morning and welcome to Inside SA Soccer. I got the draw that I predicted, or the draw I wanted. I said in a look ahead to the CAF Interclub competitions draw that I'd love to see Rulani Mokwena in the same group as Mamelodi Sundowns, and that's exactly what happened. MC Alger in the same group, Group C, with Mamelodi Sundowns. Comrade David Lake was with me when we looked ahead, and he's here to reflect on the draw. Historically, you'll remember when Peter Mosimane left, went to Al Ahly, he came back to South Africa, and the reception he got was very, very bad. Sundowns fans were not happy with him. Do you think they'll do the same to Rulani when he brings MC Alger here?
I hope not, projects. That would really spoil things. Because as you said, this is the big story for South Africa. The other side of that big story, I think, Lupopo coming back, the team that knocked out Pirates.
Yeah.
If we look at the group, Sundowns, Al Hilal of Sudan, unfortunately, homeless Al Hilal of Sudan, Maloudia Alger, and Saint Eloi Lupopo. If we look at them individually, Brad Jakes, first of all, Al Hilal. Now, last year they played in the Mauritanian League because of the civil war in Sudan.
Yes.
But this time they've decided to play in the league in Rwanda. And I congratulate Rwanda. It's very nice that they're giving them this opportunity. Also, Al Merrek. Al Merrek, unfortunately, already out of Africa.
Knocked out by Lupopo.
So the two of them will play in Rwanda in the league. They'll be part
of the Rwandan League.
Okay. Exactly, yeah. And what normally happens, Brad Jakes, happened in Mauritania. Hilal won the league, but the second team, which was the first Mauritanian side, they are then considered as the champions. Okay. Now, the little oddity about Hilal is, although they're based in Rwanda, which is right in the heart of Central Africa, their listed home ground for their Champions League matches is the Martyr Stadium in Benghazi in Libya.
Okay.
Now, Brad Jakes, we keep talking about this on your show. So they're going to travel half the length of the continent to stage their home matches. So in a way, it's a pity for Sundowns because they probably thought, well, we'll just hop up to Kigali. Doesn't look like it. They're going to have to hop up to Benghazi instead, which often means going via Turkey. Maloudia Alger, well, Mr. Congratulations, Jakes. We have to congratulate him this time because Maloudia are unbeaten in Algeria. Do I get a sense that he's learnt his lessons from Wydad?
This time in Morocco.
And I think the pressure is more on Cardoso, the Sundowns coach, than it is on Rulani. They meet in the second round in Algeria, and then, interestingly, they meet in the final round in Pretoria. And that could well be, who knows, a match
to decide who tops the group.
Or who goes through and who doesn't.
You think so? I look at that group and I'm thinking it has to be both of them going through.
No, quite possibly, Brad Jakes, but I'm not ruling out. I mean, one thing about Hilal, you can throw anything at them. Civil wars, this, that, or the other, but they're quite combative.
Very resilient.
And we saw with Limpopo, lost 3-0 in Soweto, but look what they did to Pirates in Lubumbashi.
Yeah.
I don't think any team is going to look forward to going to Lubumbashi.
Lupopo,
As if to send out a warning to their three rivals, they met TP Mazembe at the weekend in a Lubumbashi derby, and Lupopo won 2-1. And who's the one everybody's talking about, raving about? It's our dear friend, Mr. Mukoko.
Yeah.
A redhead, crazy man who apparently was brilliant in the build-up to the winning goal. Lupopo came from behind. Hey, Brad Jakes, you're braver than me. I'm going to go for Sundowns to qualify. You've got a point. Maloudia, I'd say Lupopo probably put them in the mix as well. I think so. Hilal is going to be a little bit difficult for them, given this crazy situation where you travel thousands of kilometers to play your home game.
Why do they not play in Rwanda? Do you know?
Now, that is a very relevant question. I suspect two possibilities. One is I notice when Kigali has hosted other countries, it looks to me like nobody turns up. And in Benghazi, there seems to be a lot of Sudanese who I presume had to flee their homeland. Because when they played in Mauritania in the Champions League, I noticed the crowds were very poor.
But
So that may be
that could be why.
a reason. But it's Brad Jakes, I was saying to you off air that when they moved from 8 clubs to 16 in the group stage, I just was a little bit nervous. Are there 16 quality teams? But you look at this Group C, I don't see any weaklings here.
No, there
I
isn't.
see a highly competitive. And as always, and we stress this on your show all the time, it's the team that gets some away points, preferably a win, but at least draws. They are the ones who are going to make it.
To make it, yeah. Look, I mean, it is a tight draw, but I honestly think we'll have Sundowns and MCLG going through. Now, the Group A, defending champions Pyramids, they find themselves with their rivals from the Super Cup, RS Berkane.
Yeah, this one I'm going to be a little arrogant here. I think this one is easy to predict.
Yeah.
Because the other 2 teams are Rivers United of Nigeria and Power Dynamos of Zambia. And I think the 2 North African sides, Berkane, ironically, although they've been so successful in Africa, this is the first time they're playing in the Champions League. Yeah. It's their debut season. Mm-hmm. And they've had it fairly tough. I mean, against Al Ahly Tripoli in the final qualifying round, 1-1 draw in Libya. The Libyans scored first in Morocco, but Berkane emerged victorious 2-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. Yeah. Pyramids have had it, fairly comfortable, and of course the huge threat with them is Mahmoud Mayele. Yeah. He's already scored 3 goals in this competition. He won the Golden Boot last year with 9 goals.
He's already
Rivers,
on 3.
Nigeria haven't won this competition since 2004 when Enyimba completed a back-to-back double. Yeah. Power Dynamos, congratulations to them and to Rivers as well, because both are now competing in the group stage for the first time.
Yeah, so debutants.
But I'm pretty confident it's going to be Berkane and Pyramids in that group, Brad Jakes.
Yeah. Al Ahly, I looked at everybody else and I think they again start as favorites to win this thing.
You hit the nail on the head.
No, they should.
Second place though, Brad Jakes.
Tight. Esfa, Rabat and Kabili.
We're singing from the same hymn sheet today. Yeah, I think they have the edge over young Africans. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is it's all North Africa, so not a lot of traveling for this group because, it's just a hop across, only just going down to Tanzania.
It would be a sensation if Athlete didn't make it to the knockout stages.
Mm.
Yeah. So I guess, as you're pointing out, maybe the games between FAR Rabat and Kabylie, they're the ones who are going to... Now, Kabylie, of course, Brad Jakes, also South African connection in the sense, coached by Joseph Zinbauer, the former Pirates coach.
Yeah.
So, we got Mr. Congratulations, we got Zinbauer, we got Cardoso.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's happening. It's happening. Yeah. And then, look, the big thing that we've spoken about is the fact that unlike us, Tanzania have 2 teams and Simba and they are with Esperance. When the draw was made actually yesterday, I was looking at this because remember they started from the bottom and Sundowns would love to go into group trip up north, but it didn't happen that way. It was Esperance who went in there. They've got Simba in their group. How do you see this one?
Yeah, Brad Jakes, Esperance have been pretty impressive in the qualifying stage. Look, you can't read too much into it because sometimes you draw fairly weak opposition and you can run up. I think Esperance have scored 11 goals already. Yeah. That's pretty good going, but the opposition may be not top rate. That's where Pirates were a little bit unlucky. They normally would got maybe something just... In this group, I've no hesitation to tip Esperance to win the group. Then we're looking at Simba, Petro Luanda. They tend to be a yo-yo team.
Yeah,
they beat Sundowns a few years ago.
Sundowns out.
They've got to the semi-finals. And then last year, they didn't even qualify for the group stage.
Yeah.
And then a team that I think might just be a little bit weak, that's Stade Malien and Mali. The Mali teams, when they get to the group stage, they tend to be overshadowed.
Yeah.
They've launched a program.
The fact that At that in the past when Sundowns, I mean that incredible season when they won the 2016 Champions League, that they had been knocked out by Vita Club, went into the CAF Confederation Cup and actually got knocked out. But then it was found that Vita had used an ineligible player and Sundowns went in. With a player, I understand, but with a coach, like this whole thing with Pirates where they are saying the Lupopo coach was suspended, but the suspension was for at national team level, not club level. So surely that should not affect anything.
Like Mokoena. When Mokoena should not have played in the World Cup, that was exclusive to the World Cup. It didn't stop him playing for Sundowns in the Premiership. You raised a very good point. I think the solution, Brad Jakes, is a very heavy fine. Sometimes, what I worry is we read CAF fine, Matsalani, Mamabolo, 200,000 rand, and in the next sentence it said, suspended for 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, they should
hit them hard where it hurts them most.
Yeah, don't let them.
Pocket. I agree with you. The fact that a coach has got his bottom somewhere on the pitch rather than in the stand. Yeah, the team shouldn't suffer because of that.
Yeah.
But ineligible players, perhaps that's a different. Pirates have actually lodged 3 complaints. One is because one of the Limpopo players has. Why does that really matter?
Is it? I mean, 2 passports. What different countries?
Different
or what
countries.
are they?
Yeah, it's not a national.
Passports, I know. I mean. Yeah, I don't think so. I agree. Unless you then, do they have say you can
rate? Sundowns could play 11. I mean, obviously the Premiership.
That's what I'm saying.
Premiership club, you won't have any South Africans for Hugo Bruce to
choose from.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so they're complaining about the coach and they're also complaining about another player. But Mokoko, who we now see from video evidence, not only attacked the scorer of Pirates' first goal, but he also headbutted Apollos.
Yeah.
But he's got
no one is saying anything about him. He should have been sent off. He wasn't.
This guy is stealing. Stealing the show. He's taking over from Mayele.
Yeah, no, that's good. We'll see. I mean, the match is going to start. We've got the group, which
match. So, so the you see, you've got the resumes in January.
After December, yes.
2 rounds in January and 2 rounds. A little bit sad that you sort of start. It's like starting a marathon.
Yeah, and then
a little bit sad that you sort of start. It's like starting a marathon.
Yeah, and then they say,
20 kilometers. You say, no, hold on,
let's
guys.
hold on. Yeah, let's take a break. We'll.
Many.
Okay. Said. Next. The way. Then. Around, they were knocked out by Sundowns.
That drop into the Cairo International Stadium.
Look, I mean, it's CAF competition and anything is possible. But I look at all these teams and I still think Al Ahly remain the strongest. I don't see Pyramids repeating what they did last time around. Bekan are strong, but they are fairly new to this one, I don't think.
Yeah.
So you've got your going probably to the semis, depending on who they get to draw. Sundowns, Al Ahly, and anyway, I'd love to see. And Mr. Congratulations in the semi-final.
Rajay against Sundowns again. 4 times in one
competition.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? For that, although I have a soft spot
you've
for...
refreshed my memory just now, because I actually that had slipped out of my Pizzo got. Whew.
But so remember with Pizzo, there was that whole, he felt, even in his book, it's not his book, a book written by our former colleague Jose Rampeko about Pizzo, although it's not the official.
Yeah.
The story there with Pizzo, remember, was to him.
Yeah.
And people who sort of, the rumor is, instigated what happened there.
And then there was the court case.
That
mix.
That whole money thing. Remember when Pizzo left, he had just signed a big contract. They paid him actually up front, and the last I heard was that he actually lost that case. He's been ordered to pay Sundowns the 8 million. So there's bad blood there.
Yes.
Rulani, of course, he also still had his contract on. The way they got rid of him, not many people were happy. But I don't feel that he had, like Pizzo, anyone within the club who would instigate what happened.
Yeah.
I think the fans loved Rulani. I suspect they'll be happy to see him. Of course, they are not going to want his team to win. But I think it won't be as bad a reception as Pizzo got. That's my hope.
Now, projects, I won't name it, but there is a website in Africa, and they keep describing Cardoso as a fan favorite. That's not the way I see it.
What do they mean? A fan favorite?
A fan favorite in the
sense Sundowns
that
fans.
The Sundowns supporters love him.
Not true. That's
I
not true.
think I don't see it that way myself.
The one thing I keep hearing from him, and it irks me about him, he's a good coach, he's doing okay. He complains too much.
Yeah.
Just this weekend, they play Pirates, and in the post-match conference, he rattles out the names of the players who were not there in his team. Now, just last night, I watched the SABC show where they do the review of the weekend, and they did such a brilliant job of showing the Sundowns players who were on the bench and those who were missing. There's about 11 of them or 8. When they showed the Pirates players who were missing, and I'm like, what is Cardoso talking about? Besides that, you coach this big club, you make do with what you have. He complained that Ikram Reyners came, he brought him on, he only trained the day before. You've said you've got a big squad, you use everybody that you have, and you accept. So I think that's just me. I feel Cardoso is continuously looking for excuses even when they shouldn't. And I don't think he has that leeway now. They brought him in last time around to help Sundowns win. He did well, took them to a final they hadn't been since 2016. This time around, he has to deliver or face the chop.
Agreed, projects. The other one that's absolutely crazy is this thing about complaining about 2 matches a week. Every team in Africa, in Europe, in South America, in North America, if you're at all even moderately successful, you play twice a week.
That's what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's not ideal. It cuts down the time for maybe the technical
training and all that.
Training.
Yeah, they talk about
but
that. It's
that's
always
the fact
about
of life. And the reason they do it is because where is all the cash in football coming from? It's coming from TV. And TV, you're not going to say, oh, great, you play on Saturday and Sunday, but there's nothing during the week. I mean, you look at this week tonight, projects, we've got like Liverpool and Real Madrid.
Yeah, and locally there's just how many matches as well.
Yeah,
so
4 tonight, 4 tomorrow. It's not ideal, but it's a fact of life.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Cardoso, if you're listening, I'm sure you are, stop complaining.
Stop whining.
Moaning, groaning.
Now let's move to the CAF Confederations Cup now. There we've got two teams. Kaizer Chiefs, back in continental football. They are going to Egypt on 2 occasions. I always look at these fixtures and I'm like, if I were CAF, I look at it and I'm like, let's save these guys traveling. Chiefs play Al Masry this weekend. Just keep them there and let them play the next weekend there.
You've taken the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It would make so much sense, but of course, the way they fixtured things, it's difficult. But you're right. So they're going to go from Joburg to Cairo, probably via the Middle East, come back, and then again they're going to go. Yeah. So we got Zamalek and Al Masry now. Everybody knows about Zamalek, twice winners of the Confed Cup. They've got financial problems at the moment. They're millions of US dollars in debt. Okay. They've just fired their Belgian coach, Ferreira. They've appointed a local. That immediately suggests to me, you see, Brad Jakes, they've gone for a cheaper option.
Of course, that's what
it's just a fact of life again. It's not right, but it's a fact that when you hire a local coach, the salary is always much lower than for a Belgian. Now, Al Masry are the team that may not be quite as well known, but let me tell our listeners, they're very consistent in the sense they always seem to reach the quarterfinals of the Confederation Cup. They do battle to get further.
Past that.
But right now...
They played Simba last season, didn't they?
That's right,
Remember
They beat
Fadlu
Simba
Davids.
2-0. They lost 2-0 in Dar es Salaam, and then they lost on penalties. But there are no pushovers. There's no easy match with an Egyptian club in the competition.
That's
and then there's a revival going on, as we've mentioned previously on your show, in Zambia. We got Power Dynamos in the Champions League, and now we got Zesco United, who, you remember, Brad Jakes, way back in 2016, Sundowns edged them in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Well, they've been in a bit of a slump, but they're coming back up now. They beat Jwaneng Galaxy of Botswana in the previous round. So it's a competitive group, and if you look just on form, and logic. Now, logic can be a dangerous thing to use in football sometimes. You got to go for Zamalek and Masry. I think when Kaizer Chiefs, as you mentioned to me, said it's a good draw, one of the things is you're going to Egypt. It's a nice place to go. It's actually it and Addis Ababa are my favorites in all of Africa. Chiefs start away to Masry, then they host Zamalek, and then they play Zesco twice, home and away, before they face up to the Egyptians.
So, okay, they go away, you host.
Yeah, so you got Masry
thinking,
away, and then
Zamalek at home,
and then Zesco twice, home and away.
So how many points take you through into?
You probably need about 10 points, 9 or 10. Look, if you can win, even if you win your 3 home matches, you got 9 points. In most competitions in the group stage, that would probably squeeze you through.
Because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking they go to Al Masry, you still a draw there. Zamalek come here.
They beat them.
Can they? Chiefs don't score. But if they do that, if they get a point at Al Masry, you beat Zamalek, then you've got those 2 against Zesco, which are winnable.
Yes.
And you've got 10 points.
Yeah.
It's before you then host Al Masry. It's not, I think Chiefs
Brad Jakes works out exactly the way we'd
love for it to.
Yeah, but I mean, if you put a gun to my head, figuratively speaking, I hope.
I don't have the literal
Zamalek and Masry.
Favorites to get out
of experience.
Of course.
And we know the North Africans. Somebody asked me the other day again, why the North African? I mean, since Sundowns won the Champions League in 2016, every Champions League has been won by a North African team. They've also dominated the Confederation Cup. And I thought, it's a very relevant question. We must talk to Pizza one day about this, but they're less prone to errors. They don't have some of the silky skills of the sub-Saharan African clubs who will, you can look things and say, sure, look at that. But the Egyptians, they're tight. They don't concede often at home. And they have this amazing ability of traveling and snatching a goal to get a draw.
They do. So, they know how to say.
Brad Jakes, I'm sorry for all the Kaizer Chiefs fans. Please don't give them my home address. But I'm going to go for Zamalek and Masry. But I hope I'm wrong. It's as simple as that. It would
be nice if Chiefs went through. Stellis, semi-finalists last time around. When you look at the group they are in, what are you thinking?
Well, the first thing is, we've talked about Mr. Congratulations, but
yes.
you and I have got another favourite coach in Africa.
Yeah.
Mr. I'm on my way to Germany, Siad Ramovic.
Yeah.
Now, he's the coach of Chaba
Belouizdad.
Belouizdad. And an interesting thing is, Kanyiso Mayo of Chiefs excuse me. Go wrong there.
No, you get to the training ground. I've been there. Hey, you get to the training. And the groundsman is not there. There's no keys.
Yeah.
And then he comes just 5 minutes before your session ends. And
there. Coach. Remember, two wins out of 11.
yeah, I saw that
After
down there at
every
the
match,
bottom.
Steve Barker, it's becoming a little bit repetitive now. I cannot fault my players for effort. Our problems are in the final third, the final pass, the final execution. But Brass Steve, you've got to find solutions.
To fix it. It's your job to fix it. He has to.
That's what worries me. Last year they sort of were playing under the radar, and remember they started pretty poorly. They lost their first two games under the radar, and remember they started pretty poorly. They lost their first two games, and then my theory, for what it's worth, is they've sold too many with players. Richard and you, Brad Jakes. He's involved in the club directly, but there is involvement there.
They signed. Who did they sign? They signed some player from. There hasn't really. They Sanele Ban. When they lost to TS Galaxy, but their matches.
That's a good point. Matches in Durban, playing a match at Loftus Fair,
Cape Town,
from the Western Cape.
Yeah, coming down,
and inevitably there was, two doubt.
Football after missing out last time around. Teminko Siloche is scoring goals for them there. They should be favorites for that group, I think.
Yeah, we got them. We've got Maniema Union, the team that played Sundowns last year in the Champions League. We got Azam of Tanzania. They're now coached by Florent Ibenge, the famous Congolese coach.
Yeah.
And we've also got, and well done to them, Nairobi United of Kenya, knocking out the 12 Sahel of Tunisia. Now, I think Wydad, Brad Jakes, are not only favourites to win Group B, I think they're favourites to win this competition. They're looking really strong now.
Yeah.
And their ambition is obvious. They've just signed Hakim Ziyech. That's the former Chelsea winger. He's come back from Turkey. This is seen as a major move. And also, I saw some footage of their match last week against Fadlu Davids, Raja. 0-0 draw in the Moroccan Championship. Yeah. Oh, boy. Or Azam. I think Nairobi United, we wish them well. They'll put up a good is even stronger than say, Zamalek.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then USMA, I look at their group and I'm thinking they should top that group.
100%, sir. Yeah. The Algerian club, they're former winners. They beat Young Africans in the final a couple of seasons ago. You got Jaliba of Mali, you got Olympic Safi of Morocco, and you've also got San Pedro of Ivory Coast. I can't see anybody other than USMA winning this group. Toss up for second place. I always tend to go for the North African side. I think they're just a bit more consistent.
Yeah, no.
Safi are debutants, but I think they might well finish runners up.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed for Stellenbosch and Chiefs.
And Chiefs in this one, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Look, it's exciting.
What you see in both draws, Brad Jakes, Champions League and Confederation Cup, highly, highly competitive.
Yeah, all of them. And I think
you can't say, I mean, with one or two exceptions, maybe Wydad in their group, but it's like there's no guarantee, for example, that Sundowns will
win. No.
They should, but you can't say they will.
Which is good, which talks to the fact that then African football is growing, isn't it? That the standard is higher. There's, like we say, there's no therefore. There are some matches you look at it and say, this one should win. But this is good. This is we are in for an exciting competition. I mean, the Total Energies CAF Confederation Cup, the Total Energies CAF Champions League.
I mean, last year, Brad Jakes, if you said to me after the group stage, Pyramids are going to win the Champions League, I would have said, Mr. Mamabolo, kindly make an appointment with your GP and get a brain scan urgently.
Stop smoking those socks. No, that's true. But they did, and I think what they did will then give the rest of the other clubs to say, like Erulani Mokwena will say, if Pyramids can do that, we can do it as well.
Remember Maludia last year, Brad Jakes? Okay, they lost 1-0 at home to Pirates in the quarterfinals, and Kota scored a breakaway goal. Yeah. But then they came to Soweto, drew 0-0, and were actually unlucky not to win that match. So they're, even taking the Rolani issue out of it, this is a formidable team. You see, somewhere along the line, some team is going to surprise us. I think one to watch this time might be Esperance. They haven't won this competition since 2019. Yeah. Now, that's not that long ago, but if you're a supporter of Esperance and, there's this great belief in Tunisia that their teams must just win competitions. You mentioned Al Ahly. Look, Pyramids can be there or thereabouts because they've got Mayele.
Yeah, sure. It's that, isn't it? It's so that's where the worry with Chiefs is. I mean, I saw Flavio scored the other day. But Chiefs have strikers, but they're not as prolific. As you say, Mayele, you can bet on him to score 10 goals for you in a season in this competition alone. So he's already on 3, as you say. They should do well. So
with all the money, Brad Jakes, that Sundowns made, I mean, Sundowns are filthy rich, to use that nice phrase, anyway. And then all the money they made from Africa, they made from particularly from the FIFA Club World Cup. Why did they not go to Mayele and say, right, what are you earning at Pyramids? You're earning, say, $10,000 a month. Yeah. We will give you $20,000. There's your ticket. Get to Pretoria.
And he would have definitely come through.
Saleh's, to me, he's not the solution. He's not an answer to Ribeiro.
No.
Reyners, yes, he's a goal poacher, but he seems to be a little bit injury prone these days.
Yeah, and there was.
I know Matthews has scored 4 goals in the Premiership, but he hasn't convinced me.
He's not. It's like you say. Look. They still have Shalulile, who they are using sparingly. He's a bit older. Yeah. There's a goal poacher there. Yes, if you get him, but. Yeah, you need more than one. So let's see how it goes.
If you look at all the teams, projects, Lelepo impresses me when he plays for Chiefs, and maybe Iguodaro can now start scoring goals.
I think he will. Yeah.
But if you look at Chiefs, if you look at particularly Stellenbosch and Sundowns, where are the Mayeles?
Yeah.
Because Mayele, look what he did in the final.
Yeah. Look, let's see. Yeah, I think we are in for an exciting interclub continental thingy, and somebody,
you see, is going to mock us. Somebody's going to shock us.
There will be. Let's hope the shock comes from either Stellenbosch or Chiefs. That they go all the way.
Yeah.
Comrade, thank you so much. Always appreciate your time, your insights into continental football here on Inside SA Soccer. And we will talk closer to the matches and look ahead to the first match day 1.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Okay. Yeah, that's the show. Let's meet again in the next one. Inside SA